Just wanna love you for my whole life. Do it for you, I'ma make time. I wanna kick it until midnight, just to be with you till the sunrise. I think you're making me crazy. Put my heart up on the main line. I got this trust for you. Got it 'cause I know what you like. I love you.
Oh, it's right there. Don't.
Oh yeah. Hey besties! So I just came for a quick update. The last time you guys saw me, I gave you guys the results for our beta test for our fourth embryo transfer, which was unfortunately a negative. But I have some good news. Today, I officially started the frozen embryo number 5 transfer. So my period started yesterday, and I started birth control today. You guys know every IVF cycle starts with a period. So I called my clinic yesterday, let them know my period started, and then started me on birth control today. I have my first baseline appointment on the 17th next week. And so I'm excited for another chance at trying to conceive. So yeah, I was excited to come on here and tell you. And it really went by really, really fast, y'all, because, you know, the doctor did say when they called me with the bad results of my data last week, they said, once you stop your medication, which was the estrogen and the progesterone, your period should start within a week. And my first day without any medication was Saturday, and my period got here on Tuesday, so it was exactly 4 days. So yeah, 4 days, my period came, and today is my first day of birth control, and I'm ready to do this cycle. But yeah, so me and God, he's about to grill some pork chops on the grill. I was supposed to make some mashed potatoes go with it, but he went to the store and got potatoes and brought me back green potatoes. So it's like, do men actually check vegetables before they pick them up, or do they just pick it up like you're picking up a box of cereal? You know what I mean? Like, I actually look about, like, sometimes I'm over there, when I pick up sometimes I'm over there for a good 3, 4, 5 minutes, you know, examining it. Like, do men not do that? They just pick up and go. But anyways, we're gonna improvise, and I'm gonna put some rice on and probably do some cornbread. So we'll have rice, cornbread, and pork chops.
But yeah, like how she says about the beta, you know, it's she like she didn't take it as bad as how she did like the times before, but you know what, God always has a plan, and you know, maybe it wasn't this one, maybe it's the next one. Well, it is gonna be the next one, because he only does it on his time, when he knows when it's the right time. So yes, never give up.
That was a message from my baby daddy. That was a message from my baby daddy, y'all.
Here, put that in. You know this, right?
Huh?
You know this in here, right?
Yeah, I can pour it.
I'm gonna do one.
Yeah, I know you're doing just a couple at a time, right?
Yeah, because I'm not gonna be able to. I don't even have any more of that.
Yeah. It's a brand new one.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Yep.
Oh.
It's the same thing. I prefer the powder, but it's the same thing. But yeah, y'all, I want to come on here and give y'all an update and let you know that we are going into frozen embryo transfer number 5. And y'all, you remember I told you guys, what was it? The other, and some of y'all heard it yourself, when we went into, y'all, and this is why it's really good to ask questions. And you know, I'm not blaming anybody for wrong information or anything like that, because things happen. But you know, sometimes we have to do others' jobs, and when we are told something, we have to look it up, dissect it ourselves, and see what on, right? So, but yeah, remember at transfer, on my frozen embryo transfer, remember the nice embryologist came over and she was showing me the embryo, and she said it defrosted beautifully, and we were talking, and then I asked her, I said, hey, if I was doing another transfer again, what would be my next strongest embryo? And I assumed she was gonna name a boy, only because in the past at our previous clinic, we were always told that our boys rated higher than our girls. But we wanted a girl because, you know, we already have a boy. We wanted a girl first, so we always implanted girls. And we lost 3 females through transfers. Our first female we transferred, we did get pregnant, but it ended in a chemical. And then our second female we transferred, it was a complete failed transfer. And then on our third transfer, we transferred 2 females, which was one was married and then another one. The other one did not make it. So total we lost 3 females. So I know that they're supposed to always go the highest when they're going to defrost. They're always supposed to go to from the highest, the best to the least, the highest to the least, when they're selecting which ones to defrost. And if you gender select, they go from the highest to the least of that gender. Like, let's just say you have the boys and the girls. Let's just say the highest out of the boys and the girls is a boy, right? But if you gender select a girl, they'll do the highest of the girls, even though they have an embryo that's higher than that girl that they're putting in you. Does it make sense, right? So, since we always implanted girls, I already knew we lost 3 girls. We have more girls than boys starting off. Now we only have 2 girls left. I always thought that our boys were rated higher than our girls, because I even remember signing something where they had me sign that said they did the highest, like on transfers, because we gender selected girls before, they would have me sign something that said, you know, they chose not the highest, but the highest of the gender that we selected. So I always felt like, oh, you know, I got some, you know, when we were losing the girls, I'm like, you know, pretty soon we're gonna have to start with the boys, but I know we'll have a good chance with the boys because the boys were, you know, high rated. And so when I asked the embryologist on this past transfer day, when I asked her, like, what would be the next embryo, you know, I was looking for her to tell me a number, like, you know, they give you the numbers of the embryos, like embryo 1, 2, 3, 4, you know how they put them in a log. I was thinking she would tell me, you know, the number. But she said, I said, what would be the next strongest embryo that you would implant next if I had to do another transfer? And she said, I think because, you know, last transfer you did implant a boy, I think she thought, you know, she was thinking under the thing like, you're trying to implant a boy. And she's like, well, I think she was looking for me to say a boy because she knew I was transferring a boy that transfer. I think she was thinking like, because she said it kind of like, it's not a boy, it's, you got a 5AA female, right? And I was thinking, how do I have a 5AA female? She said the highest would be the 5AA female that you have. And I'm like, how? I thought I used all my 5AA females. I really did, because we had some 5AAs, we had some 5ABs, but I was like, why would my previous clinic, why would I have, you know, have had 3 transfers with my previous clinic, and why would they have not implanted that one, right? Does that make sense? You see, I'm looking for the Worcestershire sauce.
It's back here.
So I was like confused. I was like, when she said the next highest one would be a 5AA female, I was shocked, because I'm like, we only have 2 females left. So I'm shocked that the last 2 females we have out of 6 will be the highest ones. I was like, why wouldn't my previous clinic, you know, implant that before? Like, could that have saved some transfers? You know, that's just in my head, right? I know I tell you guys don't stick on numbers, and I'm telling the truth about that. But, you know, I was just curious why I still had a 5AA and I had failed transfers out. And I know that, you know, it's supposed to be protocol to always go from the highest. You know, and it could have been because we gender selected, because we were selecting nothing but females over at the old clinic. Huh? Um,
Oh,
and I'm gonna get you some Cajun too, though. So, you know, today my nurse coordinator, she called me, right? And she was like, you know, do you want to transfer another boy, or have you guys want to transfer a girl? Like, have you guys chosen which one you want to do? And me and my husband have talked about this, you know, after we heard the embryologist on transfer day said we had a 5AA, and we talked about it, and my husband said, you know what, Aaron, I'll take another girl, implant the highest grade. Since we were told we had a 5AA female, he was like, that's fine, Aaron. It's not about the gender to me.
a real check. Oh, you put some of that first or no? So I can stick.
Hold on. He said, it's not about the gender to me, Aaron. He said, it's not about the gender to me, Aaron. It's about a healthy baby. Just do the highest grade. If the highest grade, that 5AA, they said is a female, do a female. You know, and it was bittersweet because, you know, Cliff always wanted a brother, right? But I know that's the best thing to do. If it's about, you know, if we have a 5AA sitting there and it's higher than any of our boys, we need to transfer that one, right? So I asked her, I said, hey, do you think you could send me over a list of my embryos and their grades? Because I was kind of thrown off by the embryologist saying that I had a 5AA. And now, mind you, the embryologist, in defense, when I asked her the question, what would be the next strongest embryo I had, she wasn't looking at any chart or anything, because the only paper in front of her face was the actual embryo that we were transferring that day that she defrosted. I think she was just going off the top of her head what she thought, right? And so I was like, can you send me a chart with them? I just want to look over my embryos and grades and stuff. She's like, okay. She sends it over, and the embryologist made a mistake. It was a boy that was the 5AA, not a female. So now it makes sense, because at first I was questioning my own clinic. I was like, hey, were they trying to get me for a whole bunch of transfers, putting in the lowest ones first and saving the best ones for last so I can have more transfers before I get my success? You know, I was looking at them sideways. You know, that's not true. It didn't happen like that. But it made sense. This one? It made sense. I didn't put garlic. It made sense when I seen it. I'm like, so I told the nurse, I'm like, are you sure this is mine? Because, you know, the embryologist mentioned on transfer day, the next best one was a 5AA female I had. And she was like, let me confirm in the morning, but this is what I have in your chart. So that's pretty much it. And so anyways, I'm happy. I'm happy, actually. I'm not disappointed, because the boys that we have left are higher graded. Don't mean that my females are not good, because they do have, you know, good ratings. But the two girls that we have left are lower than the 4 boys that we have left. So with that being said, we will be implanting a boy, which will make everybody happy, because we want to do the strongest one, and we wanted another boy. So that's gonna be nice. And look, Myra just might be the only girl, and we just all spoil her, right? She's just gonna have two brothers to have her back, right? So anyhow, that's that. So yeah, so that said, we are doing a boy. I told you guys my baseline is next week on the 17th. You know, they'll do all the good stuff, check my lining, make sure I didn't ovulate, and that's why I'm on birth control now. And so that will be good. I have so much faith in this transfer. I'm going in with high faith, a clear mind, a positive mind, and I'm willing to accept whatever God decides to do with this transfer. I'm leaving this transfer completely in God's hands. I have faith. I have 2 beautiful children right now that are very healthy. My son is about to graduate high school next month, and I am blessed in so many ways. So I'm trying to look at the positive. I'm trying to look at the positive, not the negative. And like I said, when I was trying to have Nairi through IVF and it took over 5 years, or infertility treatment period, I remember praying saying, God, if you can just give me one. And guess what? He fulfilled that. He gave me his one. So anything extra that he brings to our family is extra bonus. I'm not going to pressure God. I'm going to let God have his way, because God has my best interests at heart. So I'm glad to have you guys along with me. Now, I will say this, you guys. This transfer, I am going to do a little bit different than I've done in the past. So usually, you guys know, I do my transfers on live and stuff like that, and it gets hype. Now, because I took a break from IVF, being pregnant with Nairi and
Hold, put some of this right on this side.
Huh?
These 2, so I can get it equally.
Being pregnant with Nairi, and then having that, year break. Nairi's now a year, so it's been almost 2 years that I've been completely not on fertility meds, right? And I got kind of spoiled. I got comfortable. It felt good not having to worry about this month, do I got a positive on a pregnancy test, because I've been dealing with that stuff for years. So it's been a good peace of mind break, right? And y'all dealing with infertility knows how that feels. It's been a good mind break, right? And it's almost like I got so spoiled not having to deal with the world of infertility for almost 2 years that this time I got a lot of anxiety. Just now I always get, worried and scared, and y'all see me break down, but it felt overwhelming. I'm still able, because I'm used to heartbreak. I'm used to disappointment. It was like the same old, the same thing every day. I was still able to show up and show my face, even though, things not going away. Because it became normalized to me. Being disappointed in fertility became normalized to me, right? So we got our success already, y'all. And this transfer, this last one, it seemed like I took it really well, but I was very stressed inside. Y'all that know that I usually go live a lot more over on Facebook during my transfer cycles. You guys didn't see me that much, right? I was in my feelings. I was in my thoughts. I handled this transfer a little bit differently. So this transfer that we're going in, I'm doing it a little bit different, you guys. There's gonna be more videos than lives. I went on transfer day. We're going to video it and post the video instead of doing everything live. And the reason for that is because on transfer day, I want to be focused. I want it to be personal with me, my husband, and my kids. And I want to grasp the moment. Usually, when I'm live and stuff, I don't get to grasp the moment, right? It's a lot going on. We're reading comments and things like that. We're asking questions. I don't really get to grasp the moment, right? It's like, it's transfer day, and I appreciate the love and support. And then it's more like that I'm worried and then I'm embarrassed. Like, when it comes to cheat tests, what if it's negative? I gotta go show my face, and everybody was,
I'm gonna go cook.
He's going outside to put the pork chops on the grill. But I kind of want this transfer, you guys, to be intimate, right? I want to have my kids there and my husband, and I want to be able to focus, take in the moment for the first time, and give my embryo my undivided attention, if you guys can understand that. Now, I appreciate y'all love and support, and I'm not leaving you guys out. I don't want anyone to think I'm leaving y'all out. I just need this for my mental, if that makes sense, right? Especially that I'm doing this transfer back to back right after a fell. It's not easy for me, right? I put on a good face, but if you guys know how the insides of I feel, it's another story. I am all the doctor's appointments, everything, I'm going to film it. I'm gonna film it. I just won't be going live. Does that make sense? I'm gonna try this a new way. And I will do everything. I will video everything, put together videos, post the videos, and you guys will be able to watch the videos, how it went, you know? And then at the end, however it went, I'll put together one long video so y'all can see from start to finish. But through the way, my doctor appointment, everything, I am gonna be video it and post a video each time. And then at the end, we will see what we got, y'all. Continue to pray for me, y'all. And anyone that's dealing with infertility, make sure you comment below so I can pray for you. And yeah, keep your prayers for my family. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And make sure y'all hit the like button on this video. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And we are going into frozen embryo transfer number 5. I'm excited. Bye, girls.